What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the PSGB podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Alex, alongside the PlayStation writers Brian Wilcox.
Hello.
And Ben Segar.
Hi, guys.
Is it Sagar or Segar?
It's Sagar.
Oh. Okay. There you go.
Nobody gets it right.
I know. I always messed it up, and I finally got it down after like the YouTube videos that you made, and I'm just like, yes, got it now. I feel bad when I mispronounce it. I feel bad for anybody's name.
Fine. So, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff going on in the world of video games in the last couple weeks.
We got a lot of stuff. Today's show, I'll give you guys a little rundown. We're going to talk about superhero movies, a little spin-off from the usual podcast. We're looking to do, all of the entertainment in the nerdy world of video games and movies.
Woo.
Yeah, awesome. Got a one woo. Woo! And we also have a little thing on production value and Destiny being $500 million. That's the value of the production that it takes for Destiny to be made for one game. Another thing is we have a few listener questions. Surprise, surprise. So yeah, guys, keep shooting those out and we'll answer them. Another thing we're going to do are the games that we're playing, and we're going to talk about, all the new games coming out. And Alex, he had a chance to play Mario Kart 8. So,
yes, I did.
And yeah, I guess we'll talk about that. So yeah, I guess let's start out and talk about the big movies coming out. We got Godzilla.
Okay, just before we start, I just want to mention the big PSGB news about all the stuff we're getting. That's pretty exciting, right?
Oh, yes. I want to welcome Thomas. I want to welcome Reed, Samantha, and also Richard onto the ThePSGB.com staff. So it's pretty awesome. It's good to have a bigger staff.
That's fantastic.
And any listeners...
They might join our podcast. We'll have lots of new content on the site. We'll see how it goes from there. And pretty big news.
Yeah, we're hopefully thinking about spinning off into like another podcast too. So we're gonna have more than one. So you guys can enjoy double of us now. But yeah, by the way, superhero movies. It's just superhero. I would say nerdy movies. You got your Godzilla, your Spider-Mans. So guys, what was like the hit of the month? I should say.
Godzilla is the hit of this month.
The hit? Okay. Why?
Because unlike the 1998 aberration called Zilla, this new Godzilla is much more faithful to the source material while still managing to carve out its own identity.
Okay.
I got to see it as part of a special screening on Thursday at 7.
Ooh.
And I can easily say I was entertained. It more than obliterates memories of the 1998 movie.
It was that bad, really?
Yeah, if you've never seen 1998's Godzilla with Matthew Broderick, you must go out and see it.
Ooh, with Matthew Broderick, I mean, it sounds good. If it has Ferris Bueller in it.
Yeah, he plays a wormy nerd guy called Nick Totopoulos.
Okay, maybe not. It does not sound that great then. But yeah, I mean, like the thing with Godzilla, I don't even plan on watching it. Even no matter how good it is with me, if there's like one giant alien character, I'm never into like an alien sci-fi film. You know what I mean? You have Godzilla who doesn't. I'm gonna guess who doesn't talk. I mean, he never talks in the commercials.
He breathes fire.
He breathes fire. That's great.
Close enough.
I'd watch a movie on Charizard, but they don't have that yet. I'm waiting. But yeah, I mean, did you guys see any comparison to Breaking Bad at all? Because you had oh my gosh, what is his name?
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan
Stars in it.
Yeah, he's really good in it too.
Really? Oh man.
Like, star of the show.
Dang. Not Godzilla.
Ken Watanabe could easily carry the movie by themselves.
Not the guy in the Godzilla suit. He wasn't the star.
Afraid not. It was the guy who was animating a computer rendered Godzilla.
Okay.
Did you guys see Pacific Rim? Just wondering.
I did not see Pacific Rim.
I did not see that either.
Well, the special effects are pretty similar. So if you like the special effects in Pacific Rim, then you're gonna love the special effects in Godzilla.
I'll have to give them both a try. So like the plot though, like what does the plot focus around? Like, is it the same thing as Zilla in '98?
It's a lot like Godzilla is actually trying to save us. He has to protect us he has to balance the Earth from the other monsters and that kind of stuff.
What? Plot twist?
And
Wait.
These monsters are called Muto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Muto.
That's awesome. And then like with Bryan Cranston, I mean, does he add like some kind of like Breaking Bad factor to it? Like, is it like pretty much Walter White? Because like
he called Godzilla the Walter White of monsters.
Really? Oh man, he really is though. He's like a savior, but he's like an anti-savior, if you know what I mean.
Just like in the Toho series from 30 years of films before.
But I mean, like, yeah, with him, I honestly thought this would kind of be. I felt like Godzilla. This is my personal opinion. You guys are probably gonna bash me all over Twitter, all the listeners, if we have any. But I thought Godzilla was actually going to be pretty bad. The reason being is I thought Bryan Cranston was just kind of like a push in and say, hey, hey, we have this huge TV star. He's going to be in a movie. He's going to yell and scream and do some action just like he did in Breaking Bad. And this is pretty much Breaking Bad Part 2 with Godzilla. You guys enjoy, And it didn't sound good at first, but if you guys enjoy it, I might have to give that a shot.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston is the good guy in this movie. He's kind of like an anti-hero in Breaking Bad. He's a hero in this movie.
Okay.
So he's a different character.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
He's a scientist trying to unearth the secret behind an earthquake that took place at a nuclear plant that he worked at.
Oh, he's a scientist still. I got you.
The film starts in 1999, as a matter of fact, and you know what else was in production in 1999?
What?
Malcolm in the Middle,
which
starred Bryan Cranston.
Hmm.
So it's this weird disconnect of the movie trying to take place in a year that Bryan Cranston was in a production of, and trying to therefore de-age him for the sake of the story.
Yeah.
He only looks a little younger than he does now.
And how was Elizabeth Olsen? She's supposed to be in The Avengers 2. Do you guys know who that is? I heard it was
no relation to Mary-Kate and Ashley, I trust.
Yes, actually she is. The younger sister, but she is perfect.
What?
Look, first of all, I know you guys both saw the movie. She is beautiful. She's in my favorite movie, Liberal Arts. Go check that out, guys, if you guys are into books. It's pretty much a movie about books and, like, how awesome they are. But it also has, like, this chick flick kind of feel to it. If you guys like How I Met Your Mother, it also has Josh Radnor in there. But, yeah, I thought it was a great film, and I trust she's probably going to be amazing in The Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, and she's probably magnificent in Godzilla. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't know if she's in Godzilla.
She is in Godzilla, actually.
Okay, who does she play? Okay,
she's the wife of the main character.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't notice that.
You don't know the Olsen twins? Oh my gosh, and their younger sister. You have to know these people. But yeah, I mean, was she fine at all? Like, does she seem like a good fit for the Avengers? Like, making her first big screen appearance?
I can't say for sure about the Avengers. If you know action movies, you'll know that a lot of these characters will stare slack-jawed at the amazing carnage that stands before them.
Yeah. Okay.
Elizabeth Olsen does have scenes of just that.
Mm. So,
she's a harried mother in a hospital trying to protect her young.
Okay. It sounds like a perfect movie. What didn't sound so perfect was one series I enjoyed so much as a little kid, Spider-Man. And now Sony has fought back with The Amazing Spider-Man, and the sequel has released maybe I want to say 2 weeks ago from now.
Yeah,
and how was that, guys? Has anybody had a chance to watch that?
Well, maybe I'm in the minority, but I really liked it.
You're in the minority.
Maybe I'm in the majority, but I really didn't like it.
Yeah,
right, tell me why, Alex.
Because it's totally inferior to the original Spider-Man 2 from 10 years ago, for one, but also because
Woo!
it also adds too much going on.
Thank you.
It's got the typical superhero problem of too many villains. And that often leads to dangerous storytelling problems.
Alex, you need to be my preacher at church because I swear you know everything. You're the best. You are the best. Anyways, Ben, you give your minority part of the speech.
Yeah,
give your argument.
Well, I thought it had a lot of good action parts in it. Like, Electro wasn't as cool as I was maybe hoping.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of disappointing, but the whole Sinister Six setup and the Green Goblin, even though the Green Goblin was a little rushed too, I thought it was all really cool.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think
I'm excited to see where they take it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch the movie. I won't. I'm pretty much boycotting The Amazing Spider-Man because the whole Spider-Man series was my favorite series of all time. Spider-Man 1 was my favorite superhero movie and probably like my second favorite movie of all time. And I think when you have 3 characters like that, I mean, it's tough to fill in spaces when you have only, what was it, 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
It was a 2 hour movie.
2 hours too many.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, saying that's stupid, it was dumb, and it just didn't have enough time overall. Everybody that I spoke to in school and over Twitter, they all said it just felt squeezed in altogether. I mean, I bet if they had more time, it would have been a decent film. I'm not going to hate the film at all. I'll go check it out maybe tonight, honestly, because I'm a little bored because it's kind of a video game drought.
Well, you know why they squeezed in too much with too little time, right?
Why?
It's because they're setting up the Sinister Six.
I was just about to ask, yep. Awesome.
Sony wants to pull a Marvel Studios and make Spider-Man the beginning of their own little mega franchise.
Yeah, I just think they're rushing
It's
it.
a little take that at Disney, because part of why these movies exist is because of rights ownership.
Yeah, I got you. I just feel like they're rushing it too much. And just like with the characters, I mean, with Sony, they're just like, okay, Spider-Man 3, Sinister 6, we already have, 3 more Spider-Mans coming, who should we replace Andrew Garfield with in 2020? Like, just calm down, Sony, one movie at a time, focus on it, or else I'm going to hate every single thing that you make, minus the PlayStation 4 and all the games with that. But it's just, I don't know, the thing that made me, when I first saw the first trailer for The Amazing Spider-Man 2, was the hate I had for Jamie Foxx's character, Electro. Reason being is, when you see Spider-Man 1 or 2, it kind of has, like, this comic book sense that isn't cliche. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, it's not overdone. Like, Peter Parker isn't, like, a super nerd, who is just skinny, and doesn't have any friends. He's just kind of like this guy who, he's smart, but he's not a cliche of a nerd. He's not a cliche of the nerd, that everybody talks about. With Jamie Foxx, I mean, he just looks, he doesn't have any friends. He's nerdy, he's skinny, he's weak. And I don't know, I just feel like all these cliches are just in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. They just weaken the film. I feel like they do. With Spider-Man, the original series, I'm going to call it the best series, with Tobey Maguire, they use every single craft so well. I mean, it honestly felt like just watching the comic book. And The Amazing Spider-Man 2 just felt like someone else's view of the comic book that just didn't really fit well. I guess with mine, is my opinion.
It's the 300 Days of Summer Mark Webb's point of view, actually.
Yeah, okay.
They hired an indie director to make a blockbuster.
300 Days of Summer, yeah, it's perfect for Spider-Man.
I'll say Peter Parker is not also the incredibly cool, handsome, and British Andrew Garfield.
Oh, yeah, of course. See, I think that's where they wanted to get, like, a mass audience. Look, can we all be honest here? Who's better, Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield?
I think Tobey Maguire fits the role better, but Andrew Garfield does do a better job at the sarcasm that Peter Parker surprisingly is.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield isn't bad by any means, but Tobey Maguire is pretty good too.
I honestly just feel like because Andrew Garfield was like, the guy of, the hot guy of television, the hot guy of movies, I just felt like they had to, like, put him in there and be like, okay, girls, you want to watch Spider-Man? We need to make more money. Hey, Andrew Garfield, come over here, be Spider-Man. We don't care what you say. We don't care what you do. He is funny. Don't get me wrong. I've seen Saturday Night Live hosted by him, and he is hilarious. I love him, but he does not play a very good superhero. If I need to be rescued, I'm calling Tobey Maguire. Not 911, not Andrew Garfield. I'm calling Tobey Maguire. That's all I'm going to say.
Fair enough.
Yep. And also, guys, we have a very, very, very surprising pick of the Superman vs. Batman film. It was actually Batman himself with his Batmobile. What did you guys think of this?
Well, there's not much to say right now, but that Batmobile looked really cool from what I saw.
Oh, yeah.
You can't really see it.
About the costume, though. The costume, at first, I thought it looked like the Adam West TV show Batsuit because of the short ears. Mm-hmm. But then I did some research, and it turns out it's actually based on the Frank Miller comic, The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Which also had a very similar look. Short ears, and the Bat logo was sort of emblazoned into the suit. Mm-hmm. Without any color differentiation.
Yeah.
And he's pretty
sad. I still don't have a lot of faith in the movie because it's, too soon. It's a little too soon after The Dark Knight Rises from mere 2 years ago.
Yeah, I feel you. I understand. My only feeling about the movie is if it's better than the Return of Superman, I want to say. The movie with
Man of Steel.
No, the movie
Superman
in 06.
Returns, you mean? Yeah, that's Superman Returns.
Superman Returns, okay. If it's better than that movie and it has Superman in it, then I'll be totally fine. I feel like Zack Snyder, like, he has this kind of view where it's like, okay, we're gonna give you the comic version, but we're gonna give you this new world of characters that hopefully you love, and somehow, some way, they mix the comic version in this new world mentality. It's not like some 50s, 60s cliche. It's like this new world mentality that just kind of mixes together, and I kind of like it.
I think it's a little bit of him imitating Christopher Nolan, trying to be Nolan-esque.
Yeah.
That's what Man of Steel suffered from, was having a derivative vision rather than having its own vision.
Did you like Man of Steel?
Nope. And a lot of people I know do not like it either.
What about you, Ben?
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Maybe I'm just a sucker for superhero movies, but I liked it.
Maybe I'm just a sucker for old-fashioned movies, but I like the Christopher Reeve Superman a lot better.
Honestly, Alex, I think I see where you're coming from. I mean, are you a big Superman guy? Like, you're just...
I'm a bit... My favorite superhero is actually Batman, but I also really like Superman well enough.
Now I know where you're going, because I'm not really a big Batman or Superman guy, but I'm such a huge Spider-Man fan. Like, I have to care for the series, you know, and what I want. And I guess I'm always going to stick to that one series that really just satisfies my needs. And that was the, oh man, what's his name? Rami series, you know, the one with Maguire. Yeah, I mean, for me, if it's a film, it's a film. And I'll probably watch Batman vs. Superman.
See, I didn't look at Man of Steel as me being all wet about superhero man in general. I looked at it as a film. It doesn't matter who the superhero is and what a fan I am of it or not. If it's a good film, it's a good film, and if I don't like it, I don't like it. Mm-hmm. The Fantastic Four movie is not bad because it's Fantastic Four, for example.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four is pretty lame too.
Oh, really? You didn't like that either? You didn't like that, Ben? I was actually pretty surprised. You usually like everything.
It's Spider-Man with an ensemble.
Yeah. There's a few superhero movies I don't like. I don't like the Green Lantern movie, which is pretty bad.
What about Daredevil?
I never saw that one.
Future Batman Ben Affleck.
I liked it. Yeah. I liked it.
And I was disappointed by the last Batman trilogy movie. Which one was that with Bane?
Oh.
I was a little disappointed by that because The Dark Knight is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So, The Dark Knight Rises, that's what it's called, was a bit disappointing. Yeah. But I mean, like most superhero movies.
When you have a performance that Heath Ledger had with Joker, you're not going to get a better film. You're not. For a Batman movie like that, you're not going to get a better film. That was by far, in my opinion, the best superhero movie ever. I mean, Spider-Man, it's going to be very close to my heart. I know I said it's probably like the best superhero movie ever because I'm a fanboy. But if I had to be like, you know, serious and to the point and not having any opinions, I would just say yes, it's going to be Batman. Like, it's going to be that one movie.
Well, Ryan, did you like Spider-Man 3? I'm just wondering.
Look, okay, listeners, Alex, Ben, you can't tell anybody this, but yes, I did. Yes, I did. Shh. They're listening. No, I did. I just thought, James Franco, I didn't really expect much, because 2, I thought, like, at the end of 2, spoilers if you guys haven't seen it. Oh my gosh. If you haven't seen it, I might have to kill you. But I just thought, like, at the end, he's just, like, a stupid, revengeful teen. So I didn't really expect much, but I thought he did well in Spider-Man 3. Sandman, when they first announced Sandman, I was, like, 10 years old, and I'm just like, the guy's made out of sand. And I'm 10, so I'm just like, how in the world is this guy going to be interesting to me? And somehow, some way, they added a plot point to it in the comics. You know, they adapted from the comics, and I loved it. So, overall, I liked it a lot.
Well, alright. If I like Spider-Man 2, then you can like Spider-Man 3. All right. Or The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay, that's fair.
What I was surprised to find out is I didn't know that was James Franco in the role until this year.
What? How?
Well, he was in Oz the Great and Powerful last year, and that was a name that stuck in my head, and then I find out later that he was actually the guy who played him in the Spider-Man trilogy way back then.
I can
because back then, what's his name again?
Tobey Maguire?
No, not him.
Franco?
James Franco was not a name back then.
Yeah.
No.
He started making a name for himself when he was an Oscar nominee with 127 Hours.
Pineapple Express.
A big movie like Oz Great and Powerful. Yeah, exactly. Now he's a name, but back in 2002, he was kind of a smaller actor.
Yeah. That's funny. I could see you, like, in the movie theater, be like, oh my gosh, that's the guy from Spider-Man! And everybody's just like, shut up, you know, be quiet! Oh, man. But it's just... I don't know. I thought it was a good film. I thought it was a good group of cast members. I mean, James Franco, he was popular from that. I believe so. I think that's what jump-started his career. But, I mean, other than that, before we end the topic, these superhero DC TV shows, what do you guys think about those? The Arrows, the Flashes, and the Gothams.
I tried to watch Arrow. I watched the first episode.
Don't say it. Don't even say it.
Green Arrow is just too lame for me. Oh. Sorry. So I didn't watch. I haven't watched anymore since.
Okay, now I have the right to make fun of you for Amazing Spider-Man 2. Alex, give us the right opinion. Yeah, exactly.
I don't watch superhero TV shows.
Oh my gosh, I'm done from this freaking podcast. I think you guys.
I'm excited for Gotham. I'll say that. That looked really cool.
Okay. Yeah, I have the same opinion. I think it looks cool. Batman or not, I love Ben McKenzie. He was great on Orange County, OC. If you guys saw that when you were younger. Who didn't?
Well, the girls did.
Who?
Girls certainly saw the OC.
Okay, you know what, Alex? You know what? Go back to your 300 Days of Summer or whatever you watch. Okay. But no.
What about Guardians of the Galaxies?
Oh yeah, they dropped a new trailer this morning, and I didn't get a chance to watch it. Has any of you seen that?
I'm gonna hold off for the full trailer reveal, but that is a superhero movie I can safely say I'm excited for.
Yeah, me too.
It's gonna capture that same humorous spirit that the Avengers did so well.
Yeah. While
introducing a new original cast of characters to moviegoers.
Yeah, definitely. Has anybody had a chance to see the Arrow and Flash commercial? Even though you guys aren't really huge into it.
I saw the Flash when like the Arrow guy is walking up the hill and the Flash catches the arrow he shoots or whatever. I watched that and that looked pretty cool. I don't know. Just a teaser, really.
What did you think about the suit?
The suit looked cool. How he ran fast looked pretty cool too. Like when he ran with the lightning bolts behind him, that looked pretty cool too. But not really much to say right now. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know how he is in the Arrow TV show because I don't watch it. But I'll check out the Flash TV show when it airs.
Yeah.
So is the Flash getting a TV show as a pity vote because he's not popular enough for a movie?
Pretty much. That's what I'm gonna say. And then if he gets like a huge crowd of viewers, then I'm gonna say they're probably gonna like adapt that into a movie minus him because he's not very huge. He's not good in my mind. I don't think he's worth watching. But yeah, I mean, if it gets a good amount of viewers, then maybe I would like a TV show. Or, I'm sorry, a movie of Flash, but just don't put Ben Affleck there, too.
Well, or he could have a cameo in the Justice League movie they're coming out with after Batman vs. Superman.
Oh, yeah, is that confirmed?
And that movie, in turn, is a pity vote for Wonder Woman for not getting her own movie after all this time.
Oh, yeah. I understand. Anyways, moving on to video games, guys. I know a bunch of you listeners... I know a bunch of you listeners have been waiting for those video games to come up in the podcast, and so here we go. The podcast was delayed a little bit, about 2 weeks for us. We've had a few troubling stuff going on with the podcast scheduling, and so I think the biggest story, literally biggest story money-wise, was the production value of Destiny, predicted to be around $500 million. This is about double of Grand Theft Auto 5. And this also gives me a heart attack because I just can't believe.
It's also a good deal, quadruply more expensive than one-time record holder Shenmue from the Dreamcast.
Shenmue.
At the time that was made, that was the most expensive game ever made.
I'm gonna give that a try. Was that a good game?
It was so good it put Sega out of business.
Oh. Whew, must be real good.
It helped kill Sega's hardware business, and now that's why they are a third-party publisher.
Oh man.
Because the cost was so high, they didn't get a big enough return. But yeah, the Destiny cost, the budget's obviously not just game production. It's also going to be for marketing.
Oh yeah.
And you can put a pin on it that the marketing for that game is going to be everywhere. Watch Monday Night Football. Buy Destiny this fall.
Gotcha. Yeah, and the question was for the story was, does the production value of games affect your want to buy them? Like, say if, the next Call of Duty is double the amount it was last year, does that change anything? For example, it actually was with Advanced Warfare compared to Ghost.
Well, also, since they have the third developer in, I guess you could say that would increase the production value because they have an extra developer in there.
Yeah.
And with the extra year each developer has, I'm definitely more interested in it. I haven't bought a Call of Duty since Black Ops, or I bought Black Ops 2, I guess. But maybe now I'll check it back out once Black Ops 3 comes out, since the developer had an extra year, because I love zombies.
Yeah.
Black Ops Zombies is everything for me. I was so addicted to that. That is crazy.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, but now you got Frank Underwood. I mean, are you guys interested in the single player?
No.
Nope.
No? Oh.
I will say about this topic that the amount of money spent on a game doesn't really affect my enjoyment of it. What does affect affect my curiosity in is how many studios are being put on it.
Yeah.
This past week we saw that Assassin's Creed Unity has 10 studios that are producing it.
Which is crazy.
Obviously, 10 studios doing 10 different parts of the game. That kind of more studios working on a game is going to diminish the artistic quality of a game if the vision is not unified. If it feels scattered, like what happened with Assassin's Creed 3.
Totally agree, yeah.
There's also stories like Ubisoft Toronto, which is where I live. There's a story a few weeks ago about how that one studio was developing 5 different games at the same time. And of course, not all of these were AAA games, but so that's a lot of games.
Not all of them were the same team. They were working on different teams within a studio.
So that's a lot of games for one studio.
Yeah, and guys, thinking about this now, it's kind of crazy to think about with a $500 million potentially game being Destiny. If that fails, does that also affect Call of Duty's, I should say, how should I word this? Popularity? I guess popularity, I guess, because, just like the way it's built, huge production value, and I guess for Destiny to actually, if it actually does die off, I'm not saying it's gonna, it's already got a huge potential, but if it does look bad and it does end up being bad, does this hurt Call of Duty as well? Because they're kind of in that same category.
Destiny is published by Activision, yes.
Yeah.
I think that Call of Duty won't naturally affect Destiny. In the reviews, they're going to compare it to it, even though they're different studios, different divisions. But the first thing that I think a lot of people are going to bring up is the budget as a little aside, because it does seem like an interesting anecdote to bring to a review.
Yeah.
No, I can't see I don't think Call of Duty's downfall will affect the popularity of Destiny. If anything, Destiny gains cred from having relation to Halo because it's done by Bungie.
Oh yeah, I think that's what's having it so strong on the pedestal right now. Like that's why it's up on those I should say just article headlines. Destiny. I don't believe it's because of the gameplay right now. I think it's a media creation, if anything, if I should say this, because right now we're not even given a story. That's how strong it is, just because of that Bungie representation. I think that's all it is right now. It's said to be like this. Like for me, I know what Destiny is, but I still don't understand the concept. I heard it's supposed to be like this MMO-like game with a mix of multiplayer, looking like Call of Duty with like a little mix of Borderlands here and there, and with a story coming soon. But I don't really understand the story. They already said they represented the story a little bit, but there's no characters being outlined right now, and it's kind of feeling like Call of Duty. Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
The advice is that it's taking a lot of inspiration from Star Wars in terms of its media build.
Yeah.
It's going to be about world building and about this great sci-fi event opus.
Yeah.
A platform that they hope to build on for years to come.
Do they have?
I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot about it at this E3.
Oh yeah.
And at the PlayStation press conference, a lot of Destiny.
Oh yeah.
I saw last year that Bungie was playing nice with Sony at the PS4 reveal conference. Bungie, Microsoft's old girlfriend, so to speak.
I remember it was like Xbox had Titanfall and PlayStation had Destiny. Except, of course, Destiny isn't exclusive, but it was at the PlayStation conference.
Yeah. And the thing that bugs me now, guys, if I can just move away from the topic just for a second, I got a chance to kind of clean out my closet lately. And, the old consoles that I have and just the old boxes that are inside the consoles. And I was lucky enough to actually keep my PS4 box, and I remember to keep it. And so I was looking at the box, and I was looking at some of the games on there. And do you know only 50% of the games on that box are released right now? Only 50%. You had Knack, Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, Drive Club. You also had Killzone and Destiny. So that's,
Destiny was on it?
Yeah. So you only have 6.
Not Killzone Shadowfall.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was Killzone and Destiny.
Yeah.
If you want to take a look at it, I bet you guys probably have yours still. But yeah.
Period.
But yeah, you have 6 on there, and there's only 3 out.
Well, 2 are delayed.
Yeah, 2 are delayed, but see, that's the thing, though. I think Destiny is being damaged right now because of the delays. I think delays nowadays, and also with video resolution, I have no clue why this damages the reputation of a game, because I think no matter what video resolution, I think any video resolution is good. But anyways, aside from that topic, I think that delays are starting to hurt games more and more. Not just because of, how long the delays are, but because of the media. And, us having more media outlets like Twitter and Instagram, people can now say, oh yeah, it must be getting delayed. It must be bad. It must be bad. So I think with this $500 million bid that's going on with Activision believing in Destiny, which I hope it turns out good. For me, I hope it turns out like the next Borderlands / Skyrim remix, if you guys understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you guys believe that delays damage games? I mean, with South Park, it kind of said no. We don't. It doesn't damage games. This delay actually helped us. But then you have games just are bad, because they got delayed.
We're at the beginning of the generation, so everybody is trying to come up with new IPs like Watch Dogs and Jive Club and Destiny or whatever, and they want them to be as good as possible so that they sell more and they can establish new franchises. Like, say Ubisoft doesn't, or even say Activision doesn't make all their money off on Destiny Game 1, on Game 2, Game 3, Game 10, Destiny 10, whatever they call it.
Oh, jeez.
They're going to be making twice as much from it.
God hope that does not happen. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so delays on the first game in the new franchise may hurt the first game, but to establish the franchise, nobody will remember that Watch Dogs was delayed when Watch Dogs 4 comes out.
Yeah.
I believe it was Shigeru Miyamoto himself quoted, a delayed game is good and a bad game is bad forever.
That is true. That is true. I mean, yeah, I believe in that. But I mean, do you guys see games like, let's see, what else do we have here? Watch Dogs and Drive Club. What are your opinions on those games, guys?
A game like Watch Dogs getting delayed is definitely crushing, but if the final game is good, no one will remember that it got delayed from November to May. Oh
yeah, and the advertisements, they're incredible. Like they're very hands-on with the advertisements right now. They have an interactive website. They have advertisements all around. Like I'll be watching SportsCenter or the NBA Finals, wherever I'm watching, whatever I'm watching, it's always there. Watch Dogs is always there. If I'm on IGN, it's always there. So I'm hoping this is kind of just a representation of hey, we're sorry that we delayed this game, but we hope you the best, and here's a preview, and here's another preview, and here's another preview, because guess what? You're going to love it, you're going to enjoy it, and here's our game.
I read something saying that Ubisoft wanted Watch Dogs to sell 6 million copies. I was just, do you guys think it'll be able to sell that many?
Now that GTA 5 is no longer a giant threat like it would have been last fall, yes, it does have a chance to sell 6 million.
I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to end up like a situation where Tomb Raider, the PS3 edition, it sold a good bit amount of copies, and then you have the definitive edition, which it kind of boosted the sales. I think because you have PS4, I hear PS4 DLC is going to come first. I think you're going to sell a lot of copies on there, but I don't think it will reach the goal it wants. But when you have Xbox DLC coming out, I think people will be like, okay, if there's DLC for this, and my friends are talking about this on Xbox One, then you know what, why not give it a try? And I think it's barely gonna push them over the limit. So I think they'll have around 7 million max.
Yeah, I'm also thinking that people on the new generations are so hungry to buy games. When Square Enix released their financial call or whatever, they said that Thief sold favorably well, and I was like, Thief?
Yeah.
If people bought Thief, people must be really, hungry for these games on their new consoles.
Yeah. I mean, guess what the number one selling game is right now on the next gen consoles are? Guess what it is?
Oh, I know the answer.
Yeah, Call of Duty Ghost, and that just shows. Honestly, people said they were sick of it, they hated it, but I'm even to the point where I tweeted out 2 days ago, guys, I'm in a drought right now. What do I buy? Call of Duty Ghost or not? So it's a little tough right now at the moment. But I think August and before that, I think if you have a game coming out, you're going to see higher numbers than you expected. I think with Transistor, I didn't know what it was before January, and now I'm its biggest fan. So.
Well, speaking of sales numbers, let's talk about Mario Kart sales. Polygon did a really interesting feature. I don't know if you guys checked this out this week. They looked at the attach rate of Mario Kart games over its 22-year history. And what they found found interestingly is that an average of 20% of Nintendo hardware owners buy Mario Kart games. So 35 million were on Wii versus the Wii's 100 million install base.
That is insane. That's a good bit though.
So Polygon's predicting that over 1.5 million copies of Mario Kart 8 are going to sell, at least initially, to the Wii U install base, which means not every Wii U owner is going to buy the game. Considering the hype machine for the game that it's kind of doing a great job with, you would think that 6 million copies of this game would sell easy, but apparently not, if Polygon's report is prescient enough.
Yeah, and the Wii U install base is like super hardcore right now, right? Because that's the only people who have bought the Wii U, people who want to play Pikmin 3 or whatever. So I think it might be a little higher than 20% this time around.
Well, here's hoping. I'm already predicting a first week sales record where Nintendo puts out a press release that says, hey, Mario Kart 8 sold over 1 million in its first week. Because that's what this install base has been starving to play. They've had nothing major since Donkey Kong in February.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That seems like a logical step.
In Mario Kart. Or not Mario Kart, Mario Golf. Mario Golf, guys. Yeah, check out Mario Golf, guys. It's the greatest game ever made.
And any Brit listeners, please check out Mario Golf, because you're not buying enough copies. In its second week, it completely dropped off the top 40 UK sales charts.
No way. Well, golf isn't really big over there anyways. They're into that soccer and that rugby.
Over there.
Yeah.
Golf seems like a very British-friendly sport. It's slow-paced, it's methodical.
It's like
You're playing against yourself.
Yeah. What are you saying? That the
Mario Golf Cricket DLC.
I would buy that.
Many of Mario's strikers charged for the Wii 7 years ago almost, and that was a soccer game.
Or
yeah.
Croquet. I meant croquet. I don't even know British sports.
Croquet, rugby. I don't know. Just a British sport. I don't know. Airplane, riding. I don't know what they're into these days. Fish and chips. That's all I'm gonna say. Drops the mic.
Published Wii chess over there, and we never got that. So
yeah.
Clearly, that's what the British are interested in playing is chess.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, moving on. You guys want to talk about what games we're playing?
Yes, I'd love to talk about what games I'm playing. I've been playing non-stop Mario Kart for the last month. I've been doing my warm-ups. I've been doing my sit-ups. I'm playing Mario Kart Wii's online until the shutdown happens.
Yeah, smart idea.
Part 7 to raise my star ranks. I actually unlocked all of the characters in Mario Kart Wii 6 years too late.
I unlocked most of them.
Wait, can we hold? Wait for 1 second, Alex. Did you say that the Mario Kart 7, the online was gonna shut down?
No, Mario Kart Wii and DS, the online shut down.
Oh my.
20th, of course, is the day that the gets taken offline.
Okay. Whew. I just bought the 3DS version of Mario Kart 7, and I got a little scared for a second.
Mario Kart Wii, the one with the worst item balance in the series.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, I got my
It still
dog.
feels good. If you play Mario Kart Wii a lot, you will know that game when you play Mario Kart 8.
Good to hear.
The controls are really solid. Speaking of Mario Kart 8, I wouldn't want to give too many spoilers about my write-up, but I can tell you it's a great Mario Kart game. And it's visually splendiferous, able to stand up against the PS4 and Xbox One.
Splendiferous.
Yep, exactly.
Does that equal a 10? Is splendiferous a 10?
That's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, actually.
Is that 2?
It's supercalifragia on the 10-point scale.
Okay. So can we expect a review in the near future?
Perhaps.
Ooh.
I think it'd be a good game to do a review for.
Awesome. Good to
I
hear.
haven't written a review on the site yet, and Mario Kart is sort of an easy game to review. I can tell you that the critical consensus from the embargo lifted on Thursday is the game's great except battle mode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Battle mode
again? Oh man.
Battle mode is ruined.
And speaking of reviews, I reviewed Octodad this week. Sorry to cut you off there, but and it was okay. That's what I'm gonna say. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
You took my advice, didn't you?
Lowest score yet.
Yeah, 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, we don't have many reviews on the site.
Yeah,
so
we look like we're being paid off. That's all we're gonna say. We're like 9.5.
Review box that you put for it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 6.5 out of 10. It's okay. If you want to go read it, basically I say, like, the idea is so good. Octodad is such a funny character. And I made the video at the beginning of the year saying top 10 videos, most anticipated games of 2014, and Octodad was number 10. Just
Do you know video games?
Yeah. But it's just, it was 2 hours long, which I'm not gonna, like, I understand that it's an indie game. Mm-hmm. Like, SteamWorld Dig was only 3 hours long.
Hey.
3 hours long, that's an amazing game.
Hey Ben.
Yeah?
Hey, guess what else is 2 hours long?
Metal Gear Solid?
The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, shots fired.
Journey is also 2 hours long, actually.
Okay, well, Journey has a pass. It's indie, and who doesn't love Journey? If you didn't cry at the end of Journey, you don't have a heart. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, okay, so it's 2 hours long, and you spend half the time trying to climb upstairs. Ladders are really annoying in this game, which really sucks. And there's bugs, and there's all kinds of stuff.
Oh, man.
But it's still fun. It's really funny. I played it with my friend, and we loved it, but yeah, it's okay.
From the sound of it, Octodad is like the Mario Golf World Tour of PS4 indies. You're not playing against the game. You're playing against yourself because the controls involve 4 triggers, each one to control a different leg of Octodad.
Yeah.
And that is the whole idea of the game.
Yeah.
You're wrestling to control this octopus on land.
Mm-hmm.
I totally respect that.
I'm also still playing Hearthstone every single day.
I don't know how you go through with that. Like, it's just, like, keep going.
Okay, I go in every day, I do the challenges, I buy a deck of cards every few days, I go into the arena like twice a week. It is so much fun. I gave it a 9 on the site when I reviewed it, but it is like, I'm addicted to it.
Yeah. See, Ben, you're going to have to show me how to hook that up on, do you have a PC? You have a PC, correct?
Yeah, I play it on my laptop.
Yeah, after, I'll text you about it. I'm having a little trouble trying to get it on my laptop as well, but is it possible, because my iPad right now is not functioning right, is it possible to like transfer all of that data I've got from Hearthstone over there onto my PC?
Yeah, on the iPad you use your Battle.net account, right?
Yeah, so I can just transfer it, right?
Yeah, if you just log into your Battle.net account on your PC, all your cards will be there automatically.
And my records. Oh, jeez. My record is not looking too good. That's what I was hoping would be like cleared out. Because somebody beat me like 5 times. I kept trying to rematch him. His name's Ben Sagar, if you guys know him. Yeah, he wrecked me.
How's your iPad not functioning right?
I updated the new software for it. Or, I'm sorry, yeah. I updated a new software for it. Or, no, I'm sorry, firmware. What am I saying today?
And what happened?
And it just froze. It froze, and now I lost all my apps, and everything's gone. And rather than just going through those tutorials again on the Hearthstone iPad edition, I think I'm just going to go to PC. I mean, I guarantee you there's probably tutorials there. But I don't even find the controls on Hearthstone on the iPad that great, so I think just going to PC will probably just solve most of my problems.
It's a great game. Alex, you should try it too.
Oh yeah, it's incredible.
It's free, so why not?
Yeah.
I'm told that about Puzzles and Dragons, actually. I should try it, and it's free.
Puzzles and Dragons?
Puzzles and Dragons, match 3 game, obviously very different, but it's also a phenomenal success.
I bet I can guess what it's about.
Yep, Puzzles and Dragons.
Boom.
What's on the side of the tin can is in fact accurate.
Yeah. For me, I've been playing Fire Emblem Awakening. That is a excellent game.
It sure is.
The only just kind of gritty thing I have with it is that you have voices sometimes. And when you do, during the dialogues, you have like, yup, yeah, hi, how are you? Like, it's just short with me, you know what I mean? Like, I wish it was just kind of like a, either like Pokemon, where it's just quiet and you have like really like just like a serenity kind of feel to the music, you know what I mean? Like, you have no music, you just have, hi, how are you? Like, it's very strange. I either want like all of the music playing and no voice acting, or all voice acting and no music. You know, like, I don't really like that in between, and like the short voice acting. It just didn't mix with me. The story though, completely shocking. I'm not gonna give any spoilers.
Yeah,
but
spoilers are dangerous.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything. But
I play the game too. Have you decided? Do you think that it's a hard game to grind in?
I wouldn't say hard. I think it resembled Persona 4 Golden, where it's just kind of complicated because you have so many just like a assembly of features where you have your chemistry elements with you and your other task mates, and you have all this other stuff, your not elements, items that you have to work with, and just parties that you have to work with, and your strategy. It's a tough game. I think if you've played an RPG before, I think you'll be fine. But I think you should probably, if it's like a starter RPG, I think you should probably just wait and probably play something a little softer before you get into this.
Well, it's
great
a tough
starter.
RPG. It's also
Great starter. Okay.
It's a tough RPG, but it's also the best Fire Emblem ever made.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Completely. Yeah. I mean, the original was pretty good, but this takes the cake. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but the cliffhanger was pretty good. That's all I'm gonna say. Like the cliffhanger. Alex, you know what I'm saying?
I think I do.
The cliffhanger.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
Wink.
Anyways,
I haven't played the game, so I have no idea.
Oh my gosh, you love it. Anyways, yeah, Ben, what were you saying?
I was saying a great starter RPG would be Ni no Kuni, which I know you love too.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. Oh, it's honestly, I think anything that resembles Pokemon in any assortment of ways, I love it. I think that's it kind of just spins off of that idea of Pokemon. Ni no Kuni does, but it's also like interactive, like you can move around, and I love that kind of focus. I also love, like with Fire Emblem, it's just tactical, and with Pokemon, it's tactical, but not motion-wise, more like health bar-wise. So it's just, I think Pokemon, this is just my guess because that was my first RPG. I think that set down the basis of RPG elements that are so easy to focus on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a good beginner's RPG, Pokemon.
Ni no Kuni is a really good game, though. If you haven't played it, then go play it. That's what I'm saying.
I think the only problem I think this is my problem, Ben. Hopefully, I think you understand too. With some of the characters, didn't they feel too similar? I mean, you had like a bunch of small characters, you know what I mean, like Pikachu size. You had no, Charizard or Blastoise that really popped out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the last evolutions or whatever were kind of lame.
Yeah.
But there were some pretty cool guys.
Yeah, but they were powerful though, so they gave you a bit of a feel like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you guys want to move on to some listener questions?
Oh yeah, of course. Just let me pull up my notes for
right.
a second. Okay, so first, this is a very general question. For which console in the next gen era would you guys take at this day? Like PS4 or Xbox One? I mean, Ben, me and you, we both have PS4s. But Ben, would you kind of take back the PS4 at all and say Xbox One, or what would you do?
Well, after the Kinect was dropped, so now there's a price. Now the prices are the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just what games you want now. Before when it was like, oh, it's $500 or $400, and I kind of like Uncharted, so I guess I'll go with that.
Yeah.
But now it's really like, well, do you like Halo more, or do you like Uncharted? And for me, it's Uncharted and Infamous and all the indies like Transistor. Those are the games I want to play, so it's PlayStation for me.
Okay, yeah.
But I totally understand if you want Xbox.
Oh, yeah, I definitely understand, too. Titanfall is one hell of a game. Excuse my language at all. But it's just, it's very powerful, the things it can do. I mean, it really is coming out swinging ever since Phil Spencer got in his chair as the king, I should say. And he's doing an incredible job as, only being the president for maybe 2 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks now, and it's really incredible. I think the only thing that he might be forgetting is the indie focus. I think if you really want to buy a system right now, DeJora and another person asked me this. I'm sorry I don't remember your username. Heck, I'll pull it up right now. Just Richie Holland. I'm sorry, Richie Holland. I forgot about that. But yeah, if you're thinking about getting a system, get the PS4. In my opinion, Titanfall's great. But I think with Call of Duty, you just kind of get you just kind of get sick of it after a while. And there's so many indies on the PS4. I mean, if you like horror games, you have your Outlast. If you like, an adventure game, you have... I don't even know. There's so many games. You have Resogun. You also have Transistor coming out next week. And I know a lot of people don't really appeal to the idea of indies, but they're only $15-$20. And if you get a few, that adds up to a whole game that's $60. Like a Watch Dogs. And you'll spend that probably same exact amount as the Watch Dogs game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Amount of time.
I agree. Phil Spencer's done an incredible job righting the wrongs that Don Matrick committed.
Yeah, and I was started a piece yesterday. We'll see if I finish it. On basically, I'm impressed on how fast Microsoft has 180 everything they've done with the Xbox. You know, Kinect is gone, Always Online's gone, DRM's gone. Now it's created some, customer confusion or whatever, but I think it's the right decision to make right now.
Yeah. I had a joke, if I could just put it in there. More like 720'd. Oh, get it? But yeah, I mean, I totally agree. But just the PS4 right now, it's just really, it's flying high. I mean, ever since E3, it hasn't really, looked down at any competitors. It hasn't really said anything about Microsoft, dropping to $400. It just kind of did its own thing. And when you first saw the whole E3 indie convention that it had for a good 15 minutes, where you had like those 6 games being played all at the same time, you were kind of just like, what the heck? Like, do they really believe in indies, or are they just doing this just to say, hey, indies, just come over because we kind of need a few games before this launches? But it kind of shows that, yeah, like they really do believe in this. I mean, they're really pushing Transistor. I mean, even an indie game like Transistor has ads, on IGN, on GameSpot, even on Yahoo. That's what really got me. And I saw a Transistor ad over a Watch Dogs ad. Like, I didn't see a Watch Dogs or Grand Theft Auto 5 ad. I saw Transistor. That just goes to show that indies are growing, not just games in general, but they're actually, growing. They're growing a fan base, and I'm proud of that. And I applaud Sony.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job with that. So, yeah, especially with PlayStation Plus, you get free indies. Like, I got Don't Starve and Outlast and Mercenary Kings, not for free, but for $5 a month.
Yeah.
Right? Which is a really good deal, and I'd say go for it.
Oh, definitely.
I can say we can't applaud Nintendo necessarily because they silenced their man Dan Alderman from talking to indies.
Oh, yeah. The whole Twitter thing. All right, well, the next question is about Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the Generation 3 Pokemon remakes, which I'm actually genuinely excited for.
Yeah, thanks, Mathatron. Appreciate the question, you poser. You hoser.
What's the question?
For Canadians.
Just what we think about it.
Our thoughts.
I now have 2 ways to play Ruby and Sapphire, the originals and these remakes.
I knew you were going to say that. Oh, man.
I'm very curious to see what they change about it, because a few days ago on Twitter, somebody from the development studio, Game Freak, I believe, said that their Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire are going to, the other way around, they're going to bring some changes to competitive play.
Yeah.
I'm going to make that the mistake all the time. Like Omega Ruby, Alpha Ruby, what?
Alpha Blue, Purple, Green, Silver. Yeah, I love that game. I think honestly to me, because Alex, first of all, did you see this coming? I feel like you just saw this coming. You're just like, yeah, whatever. You did?
Pokemon X and Y dropped subtle hints about remakes.
I'm such a freaking Nintendo noob. When I first saw it, I'm just like, holy crap, I just got a 3DS and this is awesome.
You should have seen the amount of time it took to build up Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Oh yeah, was that good?
Yeah, they were excellent remakes.
Okay,
In
good.
the years before them, though, there were all these hints dropped not only in the games but the anime as well that there were remakes coming.
Good.
You
That's
saw
awesome.
cryptic little signs as trivial as the color of the Pokeball on the floor in the Pokemon Center were gold and silver.
Are those versions playable on the 3DS? Because I might have to pick that up.
Of course, our DS games are playable on the 3DS.
Yeah, okay, awesome.
My fear about that, by the way, is that the next hardware Nintendo puts out might drop compatibility.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah. I believe that for a second. What I thought would be that they would get Leaf Green and Fire Red. I think the next hardware is gonna get. I think we lost Ben for a second.
No, I'm back.
You're right there. Okay.
My computer just fell asleep because I hadn't touched it. Sorry.
No, I got you. It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for me, I'm gonna buy this day one. I have huge memories of Ruby and Sapphire. I remember thinking, buying Sapphire and beating it within 24 hours. That's how scary. I wouldn't say good, but how like I didn't even have a life when I was, I was 10, but whatever. Like, I love that game so much, and then I bought it, and I traded it in because I beat it in 24 hours. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get a different experience with Ruby, a totally different experience. And then playing 2 hours of it, I'm just like, this is the same thing. But I mean, I still had a big experience with both of them, and they're both very close to my heart, and I can't wait to see them hit stores.
Yeah. I have a little off-topic question.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about like Pokemon spin-offs? Because I love Pokemon Mystery Dungeon just as much as I love the mainstream franchise.
Wow, you're one of the few who does love them.
Yeah. You're in the minority again, Ben. Oh, jeez.
Okay. They're tough games. They take forever to beat.
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to even go through those games yet. I did have a chance to play Pokemon Rumble on the Wii because the Wii is a terrible console. That's right, Alex. I'm shooting shots. But no, I mean, I think they're great games. Once I get the chance to go through a bunch of DS games that I missed, and I'll play those on my 3DS, I'll definitely give those an opportunity. I think you made a smart decision, no matter what the majority says. Pokemon games are always going to be great games. I mean, yeah, they're not going to have the best stories, but the gameplay is going to be there, and it always will be.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon actually has a pretty good story.
Oh, good to hear
it. It takes forever to see, of course.
Yeah,
there's a lot of text.
And they make the mistake of not giving you cool Pokemon to unlock while you're playing.
If we had a
lot of scrubs.
Oh yeah, of course. But with what's it called? Pokemon Pinball. If we had a remaster of that and had that on 3DS, would you guys buy that?
Absolutely. I love Pokemon. We haven't had a Pokemon Pinball since GBA.
Good.
With the new Pokemon in it.
Oh, do you imagine that? That'd be awesome. Even if it was on iOS. Imagine if it was on iOS.
I doubt that because Pokemon software is always going to be on a Nintendo platform.
It's just a dream. But I mean, we've had a few things. It's like I want to say the
Mario Kart TV on iOS.
Yeah. Yeah. It just goes to show that they're making progress at least.
Yeah. Another spin-off I loved was Pokemon Ranger, which is a really weird concept, but I actually kind of liked it.
Pokemon Ranger, that was the one where I was kind of saying like the story was weak, but I mean, if a lot of people liked it, maybe it was just me. I was just too used to the the original Pokemon games at that time. But yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. They're pretty good games.
Yeah, it's really weird circling the Pokemon on the DS. I don't know who came up with that idea, but it's kind of lame. But they kind of did it cool. So.
You know what I miss? I miss the console 3D battlers.
Oh yeah.
Like Pokemon Stadium 2, Coliseum XD, Battle Revolution. We haven't had one since Battle Revolution. And I think X and Y were the kiss of death for that kind of game.
Yeah.
Now that the handheld games are in 3D, there's no reason to do a console one unless you want HD visuals.
Yeah.
Or if you want to sell used.
Yeah, Ben. I mean, did you agree though that did you play Revolution?
Pokemon. Which one's that?
Pokemon Wii version. It's like the first.
Like 3D?
Yeah, it was like Coliseum on Wii, pretty much.
I got that. It was like RPG mode. There's no story. It's all battle.
Yeah, it's all battle.
Kind of disappointing. I bought that. It's gonna be like XD, Shadow Lugia, and whatever.
Yeah.
I got it, and I was really disappointed because there's not much to it.
Yeah, same feeling.
But you can say this: the graphics in that game are quite excellent.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I had to put my finger to it, Pokemon Fire Red I have huge memories of and will always be like one of my favorite games of all time. But Pokemon XD Coliseum, is it also called Coliseum? Pokemon XD.
There's a separate game called Pokemon Coliseum.
Pokemon XD. It's such a well-made game. It really is. I think it's the best game that anybody can buy if you're just getting into Pokemon right now. It's so interactive with just the whole gameplay. I love it. I love it a lot.
And that's a big if you can buy it because of course GameCube games are no longer at retail and there's no hardware being made now that plays them.
Yeah.
Well, the Wii, I bet you could find a Wii on eBay if you really wanted to play it that bad.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. My recommendation with Pokemon RPGs is play the newest ones are always the best ones on a technical level, and those should be the first ones you play if you are new to Pokemon. Mm-hmm.
And before we wrap up the show, Alex, do you think that Pokemon Fighter was real?
I think it is absolutely real because if Nintendo's filing trademarks in other countries to protect their properties, it is absolutely going to show its face at these.
Yeah. And do you believe
that mystery 3DS game that we know nothing about?
Oh, yeah. What do you believe that is?
I think it might relate to NFC.
Okay. Yeah. I agree too. I believe hopefully for me, hopefully it's a Pokemon Fighter spin-off on the 3DS. I mean, I'm not going to get Smash Bros. For the Wii U, so I'm just kind of hoping that to be in the 3DS, and hopefully Pokemon Fighter, it's the same thing.
On the 3DS.
Yeah, and hopefully that's going to be good.
Alright, well guys, I think we need to wrap this podcast up.
Yeah.
Why don't we leave our Twitter handles?
Yeah, Alex, you can go first.
I'm at AlexIR Esquire.
And I am Ryan Wilcox at Mick Wilcox.
And I changed mine. I did it this time to the Ben Sagar, kind of like the PSGB, but I'm the Ben Sagar, and it's SAGAR if you want to do that.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, guys. I think we're good to go. It was good doing a show with you guys, listeners. Thank you for tuning in and listening to the whole hour and 3 minutes of the show. And I hope you guys have a good day.
See you guys.
All right. See ya. Bye.